morning students. Today we are going to discuss Joule-Kelvin effect or Joule-Thomson effect. After knowing Joule-Kelvin effect, we will derive expression for Joule-Kelvin coefficient. Here, Joule-Kelvin effect means when a gas under a constant high pressure is passed through a porous plug like substance like cotton under an adiabatic condition to a region of constant low pressure, there is a change in temperature. This is called as Joule-Kelvin effect. Here, when a gas, here we consider a 1 mole of gas volume V1, 1 mole, and it's having pressure P1 and temperature T1. We have taken the gas in insulated cylinder A. Here two cylinders are insulated. That means there is no exchange of heat between surroundings. And this is porous plug substance like cotton kept here. These two cylinders are connected with porous plug. Here these are the two pistons. We have here in this cylinder B, pressure P2 is very low when compared to P1, and here when we move this piston, the gas in the cylinder A moves through this porous plug and reaches to a region of constant low pressure. Then the gas having temperature T1 becomes T2, its temperature changes. This effect is called Joule-Kelvin effect. This process is done in adiabatic condition. We have to mention this, that adiabatical expansion is done here, which means there is no exchange of heat energy with surroundings except hydrogen, helium and neon. Remaining all gases at room temperature suffers fall in temperature, which is called as cooling effect, while the hydrogen helium suffers a slight rise in temperature. These gases temperature rises when they adiabatically expand from high pressure to low pressure. So that effect is called heating effect. The change in temperature is directly proportional to the pressure difference on the two sides of the plug. The change in temperature is directly proportional to the pressure difference of two sides of this plug. If pressure difference is more, then change in temperature is also more. And we have to understand third point, as the initial temperature of gas rises, the cooling effect diminished at certain temperature called inversion temperature. The cooling effect is changed into heating effect. For a certain temperature, critical temperature, below the critical temperature, which the non-ideal gas that is expanded through adiabatically experience a temperature decrease, and above that critical temperature increases. That critical temperature is called inversion temperature. Now I am trying to explain the third point, inversion temperature in Joule-Kelvin effect. Critical temperature below which a non-ideal gas that is expanded adiabatically, a decrease in temperature is experiences. The gas experiences decrease in temperature when its initial temperature is less than the critical temperature. If its initial temperature is greater than the critical temperature, it experiences increase in temperature. For example, for hydrogen gas, the critical temperature is 200 kelvins, which means minus 73 degrees Celsius. Now converted into degrees Celsius. This is the critical temperature of hydrogen gas, which is called as inversion temperature, to minus 73 degrees Celsius. Here, if temperature of hydrogen gas is initially less than this inversion temperature, then we get cooling effect. The gas after passing adiabatically, expanded adiabatically, then it experiences cooling effect, which means its temperature gets decreases. If the initial temperature of hydrogen gas is greater than the inversion temperature, then the gas experiences a heating effect, which means here the temperature increases. For example, the critical inversion temperature of hydrogen gas is minus 73 degrees Celsius. If we take minus 70 degrees Celsius hydrogen gas and we do adiabatical expansion here, then the temperature is initially T1. After doing adiabatical expansion, sending hydrogen gas is minus 70 degrees Celsius hydrogen gas from high pressure to constant high pressure to constant low pressure, then its temperature increases. The temperature becomes minus 50 or 50 degrees Celsius or minus 40 degrees Celsius. Like this, its temperature increases. Here minus value, so minus 73 is less than minus 70 degrees Celsius. So its temperature is increasing. Here, this case, here heating, temperature increases, heating effect. Here in this case, if we take this is the inversion temperature of hydrogen gas. If we take temperature less than this, which means minus 74 or minus 75 degrees Celsius hydrogen gas, if we do adiabatically expanded that gas from constant high pressure to constant low pressure, then the temperature, initial temperature is T1, this temperature. When we expanded adiabatically, then its temperature, hydrogen gas temperature decreases, which means its temperature becomes minus 75 degrees Celsius or minus 80 degrees Celsius. Its temperature like this decreases. This is called as cooling effect. For hydrogen gas, the inversion temperature is less than the room temperature. For helium, the inversion temperature is maximum 24 kelvins. When we send 200 kelvins hydrogen gas through porous plug, then there is no heating effect or cooling effect, so it is called as inversion temperature. Expression for Joule Kelvin coefficient: the ratio of change in temperature of gas to change in pressure during throttling process at constant enthalpy is defined as Joule Kelvin coefficient. This is the Joule Kelvin coefficient expression we are going to derive now. When the gas suffers Joule Kelvin effect, the total enthalpy of gas remains constant. Here enthalpy is the third thermodynamical potential H, which is a function of entropy and pressure. This remains constant. So H is equals to U plus PV, which is equals to constant. For remembering these thermodynamical potentials, video link is available in description. Kindly watch it. Here this is constant means change in enthalpy dH is equals to 0. Differentiation of constant becomes 0. Now du plus, this is in U into V form, dP vdP plus pdV is equals to 0. We have from the equation joining first and second law of thermodynamics, du is equals to TdS minus pdV. In the place of du, we substitute this equation. This is equation 1, this is equation 2. We substitute TdS minus pdV. We substituted this. We write remaining vdP plus pdV is equals to 0. Here pdV gets cancelled. We get TdS plus vdP is equals to 0. This is equation number 3. Let us suppose entropy S is a function of pressure and temperature, then the change in entropy ds can be expressed as ds is equals to, where entropy is a function of pressure and temperature, can be expressed as dou S by dou P, where temperature is constant, into dP, plus dou S by dou T, where pressure is constant, into dt. Here substituting this ds value in this equation 3, we get, this is equation number 4, substituting 4 in 3, we get T into ds by dP, where temperature is constant. Here we are substituting this value, this value here, constant, into dP, plus T into dou S by dou T, where pressure is constant, into dt, plus V dP is equals to 0. This is equation number 4. In this equation we have to substitute in this term, in this place of these terms. We know that T into ds by dt of P, T ds by dt of P equals to T ds by dt, where pressure is constant. T ds can be written as dq according to second law of thermodynamics, dt of P. This can be written as Cp. We have studied this, dq by dt, where pressure is constant, is Cp, specific heat at constant pressure. Now we replace, in this place of this equation, we replace this. In this place, dou S by dou P of T from Maxwell's fourth thermodynamical relation. Dou S by dou P of T is equals to minus dou V by dou T of P. This is the fourth Maxwell thermodynamical relation. For remembering these relations, the link is available in description. You can easily remember them. Now, substituting these values in equation 4, we get, in this term, we have to substitute this value. So we are writing T. In this place, we are writing this value. So minus dou V by dou T, where pressure is constant, into dP. Here in this place, entire T ds by dt, where pressure is constant, we have to write Cp. So we write plus Cp dt. We write this V dP is equals to 0. Now we send this term and this term to that side. This equation becomes Cp dt is equals to, minus term becomes plus term, T dou V by dou T, pressure is constant, dP, this term is plus term, so becomes minus term, minus dP. So now we take dP common, so this becomes T dou V by dou T, where pressure is constant, minus V into dou P or dP, which represents change in pressure. Now finally, here in this equation we have dou T, here dou T, and here dou P, here Cp. So we send Cp to this side, and here dou P we bring to this side. This equation finally will become dou T by dou P is equals to 1 by Cp, where T into dou V by dou T, where pressure is constant, minus V. This is the required equation, or this can be represented as, where H is constant, enthalpy is constant. This is the expression for Joule-Kelvin coefficient. After deriving the expression for Joule-Kelvin coefficient, we have to write definition accordingly. The ratio of change of temperature of gas to the change of pressure during the throttling process at constant enthalpy H is defined as the Joule-Kelvin effect, which is denoted by mu. And if we get this value dou T by dou P at constant enthalpy positive value, then it is a cooling effect, which means the temperature of gas is decreased. When we get this value as negative, then it is a heating effect, which means the temperature of gas is increased. If we get value 0, neither cooling nor heating, then that corresponding temperature is called inversion temperature. At 200 Kelvin hydrogen, if we send through a porous plug, then its temperature doesn't change. Its temperature still 200 kelvins. This temperature is called inversion temperature of hydrogen. If we make this temperature less than inversion temperature, which means 150 kelvins, then if we send adiabatical expansion throttling process, then cooling effect occurs. Its temperature again decreases. If we make the initial temperature of the hydrogen more than this inversion temperature, which means 250 kelvins, then here the temperature increases. It is heating effect. At a particular temperature 200 kelvins, there is no heating, there is no cooling takes place. That temperature is called inversion temperature.